Good morning, guys. Listen, welcome to our new amazing studio here at headquarters for the Man of War. This is our first time going live here on YouTube. And I got to tell you, all right, for me, going live has always been something very positive. I get to see comments, I get to see people come in here and express some of their opinions and, of course, ask questions, which I love. The reality here is this. All right. When everything is said and done, our focus in Man of War, if you've been following us for a while or you're new to this, okay, this movement is about forging men like you into modern day warriors, okay, into men of war. The reality is that we as a society have lost that warrior spirit, that fighting spirit, that it's so important in our day and age here. Now, I'm going to start off here just to kind of break down the way that my philosophy is and what we teach here in the Man of War. Okay. First and foremost, we live lives truly that embody a warrior spirit. All right. We want to be better fathers, husbands, leaders, visionaries, men of action, men who step up in the heat of battle. Now, as this movement grows, what we like to see is men start aligning with that vision to be better, to be stronger in every facet of their lives. Now, I come to you here from a casual atmosphere. I'm not going to be, bullshitting you in any way, shape, or form. I'm going to talk to you from experience. I'm going to talk to you from things that I have been through in my life, and I've coached well over 10,000 men at this point. I've had a long career. Really have been truly honored to meet some great people along the way. But I have learned through difficult times. And of course, I've learned through my successes. And what I want to share with you sometimes here is that the easiest road is not always the shortest road. And we tend to think that our path, the shorter it is, the faster we're going to get there. But the reality is that if you miss these bumps, if you miss these challenges and obstacles, you're basically doing away with hardening that spirit, hardening your armor, right? And really denting your armor. So what I want to do here is this, and I want to break down for you my philosophy with a little story, okay? Every morning in Africa, we know, right? The lion wakes up in the morning. He's hungry. He is starving. And you can see the saliva start dripping down from his teeth. And he postures himself up, shakes himself up, and the next thing he sees is the gazelles. They're running in groups in front of him. They're about 100, maybe 150 yards ahead of him. He pounces, starts chasing the gazelles. Whoom, whoom, whoom. His need, his fortitude, right, inside is telling him, I am going to never quit here. I am going to drive forward until I attack this gazelle and feed on this gazelle. That perseverance from inside from the lion, he's not giving up. The gazelle is running for his life. He's running for his life. And it happens to be that on this day, this gazelle is the slowest gazelle in the pack, starts trailing. The lion is creeping up on this gazelle, and by the time you know it, boom. He pounces on the gazelle, and he starts feeding on the gazelle. This is a great example of our society, how we live, how we thrive as modern day warriors, as men truly who embody this warrior spirit. We got to take that to the bank every single day. We got to wake up with that energy within us. We got to know that in the morning, we're either the lion or we're the gazelle. And if you are the gazelle running for your life, you better be on point and be the first one in the pack, because that lion is going to catch you. That lion is going to bring you down. It's going to chop you up and it's going to eat you up. That's the reality. So what I want to do here is this. I want to give you a little bit of a feel from my own experience, what I've been through in my life. To start with, it pays to be a winner every single day of your life. I'm a big believer that the more victories you have in under your belt, the stronger that you're going to be. You're going to have the ability to build confidence. You're going to have the ability really to start walking in a different way. There's going to be a different feel about you, right? Chest out, head up. There's going to be a strut to your step. So my point here is this. No matter how difficult your day is, no matter really what gets thrown your way, and I understand that life throws very nasty things our way. I get it. You know, you start off with tragedies that happen in people's lives and they lose loved ones to diseases, to, financially disruption. I mean, we just went through COVID, all right, and that knocked a lot of people out of the park. We saw a lot of people downward spiral because of that. Only the strong survived. So with that said, as you move forward in life and your armor gets dented, because ideally, I don't believe, all right, in that knight and shining armor, right? You want to be able to have an armor that is dented, that can take the bumps and bruises and still fight. And as long as you are steadily climbing and progressively winning these battles every single day of your life, all I can tell you is you're going to get stronger in every way, shape, or form. You're going to start realizing that the confidence builds strength. And as long as you have a mission and a vision and you attack it with everything in you, I can say to you with 100% certainty, all right, that you're going to succeed. That you're going to put whatever it is right now that's bothering you, whatever it is in your life that's sucking you dry, I believe that you're going to succeed in a big way. This is what warrior men do to get through difficult challenges. And these victories that are put under your winning belt, right? You put these notches on your belt, just makes you stronger in all facets. Now, I want to give you an idea, and I want to separate different warrior cultures, all right? And these warrior cultures are specifically ones that I have chosen and I have studied well over 20 years. I've embedded myself in studying how they thrived, how they survived, and how they succeeded. To me, these are the elite warrior cultures of our time. All right, so we're going to start off with the Knights Templar, all right? Knights Templar, they were a powerful group, all right, of Templars. And basically, if you go back and you understand how they started our banking system, they were a big part of that. You're going to see that they were just an incredible warrior class. But with that said, what I studied more and what I really felt that the Knights Templar brought to the table, and it's something that can really make a difference in our society today, is the fact that they served for a higher purpose. They're served for a purpose, for something with a lot of meaning behind it, right? They served for God. And because they were warriors, they were knights who served for that higher purpose, they were one of the most powerful combatants that we've ever seen in our lives, in our history. And as they grew and became more embedded in their ways, their vows, their ethos, their code, which is really not written, because you can't really find a written code that the Templars lived by. You can find certain elements, vows that they took, but for the most part, they don't have a strict code. What they did is they exhibited this code of honor, this code of ethics. To me, this Knights Templar warrior class represents truly a class that showed how to serve for a higher purpose, without a doubt. The next one was samurai, right? Samurai are considered one of the most ruthless, amazing warriors, combatants that our history has ever seen, our world has ever seen, right? And you look at what they bring to the table. You look at what the samurai warriors bring to the table, right? They bring mindset, efficiency, attention to detail, clarity of mind, skill set, right? They're all about honing that skill set, that individual skill set, that mindset that takes them, right, to be precise in everything that they do, right? The samurai are all about, one cut, one kill, right? They were so precise in everything that they did. Their katanas, right? Their blades that they carried, they would take hundreds of hours, maybe even thousands of hours to build a blade for combat. There's a ritual embedded in that. And everything that they do with meaning. As a society in general, Japanese are very much intent driven. There is a purpose for everything that they do. There's a meaning for everything that they do. That's why it's so important to realize that in our lives, listen, we need to pay attention to detail, refinement in everything that we do. That's what we take from the samurai warrior culture. Spartans. Well, Spartans are, as a military unit, they are the most powerful, most relentless soldier class that we've ever seen. The Spartans, as a unit, were basically invincible. Their tactics and strategies and philosophies, and the way that they literally brought a young boy through the process and the agoge process, where they literally started teaching them how to be a soldier, how to be a warrior from a very young age. It would take them away from their mothers. And the fact that they were so united in skill, the Spartans as a unit were probably the deadliest when it came to combat, the most refined military that we've ever seen. Now, keep in mind, this brings to our society nowadays examples of team building, of cohesiveness, of working together as a unit, of understanding what others around us are doing and balancing ourselves with us. And we look at businesses, for example, okay, where you have a CEO, you have a manager that's trying to get his people to work as a unit, right? You take these strategies and these philosophies that the Spartans brought to the table, and man, you got so much to work on. This is what the man of war is composed of. These warrior principles that we embed in our code. And our code is lengthy. There's a lot to it. But I can say this, as men who live by a code and serve for a higher purpose, there's no way but up. But being able to get to a level where you're dominating all facets of your life. And that is truly the goal here, to be able to dominate all facets of your life. Now, one of the best quotes that I've ever heard in my life, all right, change your thoughts and you will change your world. For most of you, you live in a world really that is locked into the four walls that you know. You may be out there, but your mind, you're thinking in this kind of four-wall room. And what happens a lot of times when you're locked in that room, you don't know what's upside down. You have no idea where to go. It's almost like if you're trapped underwater, right? Sometimes you get confused whether you're going deeper or you're going higher. So bottom line is you get confused on where you are. And that's how most of our society walks around, right? They're so locked into this room. But what I like to teach and what I like to bring out to the table here is simple, right? Change your perception. Step out of your box. Start seeing things for what they are. Be real. Opinions, influences are destroyers, because most people make opinions based on their influences, meaning other people say something and all of a sudden they kind of are like sheep, right? They go with that. That is a bad perspective to live life with, right? You need to live life on your own terms. You need to see things with your own two eyes. You need to listen with your own two ears. And you need to make decisions that are uniquely your own. Don't ever judge others based on what other people say. That is a very bad thing to do. As a matter of fact, okay, that's one of the most important elements in life as warrior-minded men that we never, ever, ever do. We don't judge based on other people's judgment of this person or that person. Or we are open and receptive. However, when we understand and we've made our decision based on that, on our knowledge, our research, that's when we take action on whatever it may be. Whether we're going to let this person come into our inner circle or whether we're not. So now let's talk about an inner circle, okay? Everyone here needs to have an inner circle. If you don't have an inner circle, then there's a big problem in your life. It's as simple as that. You need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, but who have that internal fortitude, that drive, the desire, the zest, right? The energy to start living life. You got to surround yourself with people who are at a higher level than you. So you can look and say, that's where I want to get to. You see, if you don't have that level that's higher than you, that you're looking to, that you're trying to achieve, you're going to be in that mediocre state for the rest of your life. Again, that's not what warrior-minded do. That's not what warrior-minded men do. And more importantly, that is not what men of war do. When you graduate from the crucible, from the man of war crucible, and you enter the man of war society, the first thing that we're teaching, the first thing that we are living by is a code. And we are surrounding ourselves with others who are like-minded, others who are keeping us accountable, others who are pushing us to a higher level. Fix your circle. Get rid of the dead weight. Hack away the unessentials. Once you start hacking away the unessentials, then you leave room for growth. This is when we start talking about Kaizen, right? Constant improvement. Now, if you go back and as I write my book, I read it too because I got to write and read it. But regardless, as I write my book and I go deeper into this, and I start writing a chapter about Kaizen and how truly it's embodying. It's an embodiment in so many ways. In my life, I'm embodying that Kaizen principle. Every warrior-minded man should be embodying that principle. Kaizen is about constant improvement. It's about every single day improving just a little bit more. It's about hacking away the unessentials, getting rid of the dead weight. Kaizen is about efficiency. It's about growing daily. If you don't live by that philosophy of constant growth, you need to start cross-checking yourself and start figuring out really what you're about, because you're missing a tremendous amount of life. Because really, we have one life to live. And if you guys don't understand that, okay, then you need to start thinking about your life in general, and then start maybe thinking about what your legacy is, what you've done with your life, who you care about, who cares about you. If you were to die right now, who cares about you? Have you impacted people in your life? Have you done things to help others? Well, everything happens with that constant improvement philosophy under you. You start building from there, and then you start extending yourself, and you start serving for that higher purpose. You start serving others. And let me give you a news flash here. And I know you've heard this before, but I will tell you that the second that you start trying to make money in a way that is just about making money, that's when you start kind of spiraling down, right? A warrior-minded man builds something that is impactful, builds something that has meaning and purpose. And as he builds it and he believes in it and he puts his soul in it, at that time, he will see growth, a lot of growth. The money will come. We won't have to worry about it whatsoever. Now, I always believe in this quote. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. Think about that, all right? Abraham Lincoln put that out there years ago, and that holds true today more than ever. How you live your life with purpose, how you live your life and you give others around you something to strive for. When was the last time that you stepped up and gave something of yourself to someone without asking for a damn thing in return? Can you answer that? When was the last time that you extended a hand to someone that needed it without thinking, oh man, this might set me back? Sincerity of heart goes a long way in our society. We see hatred, we see racism, we see all sorts of different shit going on around that separates us as human beings. The reality is that warriors, again, don't ever judge someone by others, people judging that person. They look at the good if they can. If there's good in that person, they look at the good in that person. And they give them an opportunity to rise. And this is what happens in the Men of War Crucible, right? When men come in and they go through this 2-stage vetting process. Now, a lot of men think that for whatever reason, 5 days, no, but they don't understand that, yes, the crucible itself, the rite of passage is 5 days, but 45 days out, you start training for this. We give you programs, you start getting into your teams, your coaches. It's an entire philosophy and a way of life. It's a change that we give you. It's that pivot. And we give these men the opportunity to rise. And boy, do they rise. Even though our washout rate, our dropout rate is in excess of 32% right now, I will tell you comfortably that the men that walk in here and are capable of graduating have changed their lives. And they have come into a brotherhood that is thriving, a brotherhood that is all about accountability, that it's all about supporting each other, without a doubt. All right, my brothers, that's it for this live. Hope you got something out of it. I'm thinking at this point in time, we want to be able to maybe bring, depending on how good it is, how many guys are involved in this, we're going to be building it more and more. And we're going to bring you specific subjects every week to give you an idea of where we're headed as a society. And of course, how to be a fucking warrior. Okay, that is the most important part here. All right, if there's anything else here that you're going to learn from this, okay, it's to step up in the heat of battle and become the man that you're supposed to be. All right, remember, hit the notifications for me, subscribe. Besides these lives, we're going to have contents rolling your way, podcasts, different videos every week. All right, we're doing everything we can to build this channel to be able to deliver you some great content. All right, guys, God bless.